when I come through this situation that looks like I cannot overcome it, He said, I'm coming through. I'm going to be victorious. Why? And then you and I have that encouragement through Revelation chapter 12 and verse 11 that we are made overcomers first by the blood of Jesus Christ. That work that He did on Calvary's cross has set me and you free from the bondage of this world, this life. Amen. And then we're made overcomers by the word of our testimony. That's encouraging somebody else. And not only that, I'm encouraging myself. Remember that story about David where he faced the enemy? The Bible said he put on that ephod and then he trusted God and he encouraged himself in the Lord.
That's right.
You know what I believe that he said? He started giving his self-testimony. God, when he's in worship, he said, God, I remember when I was just a young boy and I was out there watching them sheep and a lion came out to devour them sheep. God, you allowed me to have the strength, the power and ability to overcome that lion and kill that lion. And then that bear come out to destroy those lambs. And he said, yes, Lord, I remember that day when I was just a teenager and that bear came out on that field and I took him with my bare hands and I killed him. I'm just a running little boy, about the size of Ben maybe, because the Bible said he was just a little lad, a small lad. And so we understand that when he walked out on that field against that Philistine giant, amen, Goliath, the Bible said he picked up those 5 stones in that brook. He trusted God. He said, you come against me with swords and spears, but I come against you in the name of the Lord.
Right.
David knew what God would do. And so he's in that place. He don't know where God is. It seemed like God has forsaken him. But he put his mind up and he encouraged himself in the Lord and declared, God, you've delivered me.
That's right.
Past. You worked miracles in my past. God, I'm going to trust you with this situation. And he encouraged himself in the Lord with a testimony. So we're made overcomers by the blood of the Lamb. But it's those testimonies that we find strength in. It's those testimonies we look back on our life and say, God, I see where your hand, your fingerprints is all over my life. God, your fingerprints is all over my life. How you worked in every situation to get me to where I'm at now. And so we're made overcomers by our testimony. And he goes on to say in Revelation that they loved not their lives all the way into death. That's the integrity that Job had. You see, Job made this statement. Though he slay me. Meaning, though God allows me to die in this situation with all these sores all over my body. Lost everything. Though God allows me to die in this place, he said, yet will I serve him. That's unto death. That's integrity. That's trusting God, Brother Eddie, all the way to the end. Remember I preached last week about the enduring grace of God. He will give us that enduring grace all the way to the end. If you and I can hold on to God all the way to the end, the saint shall be saved. His word promises that. So when you and I are struggling in these hardships that we face, and every one of us, come on, right to the piano, baby. You and I are struggling in hardships, and your difficulty is different than mine. Your hardship may look like something totally different. But we all face trials. We all face situations that seem to be out of our control, out of our reach, out of our grasp. Psalms chapter 73. There's a gentleman that wrote this psalm that had a problem. You see, the first part of this chapter, he's declared, I don't understand. I'm in this hardship, and God, it seems like the wicked are progressing more and more every day. Does it seem that way today? The more wicked they are, it seems like the more blessed they are. The more I try to do right, God, the more I fight. Anybody with me in the house? I just want to be real with you this morning. This guy wrote Psalms 73. When you get home, read the whole chapter. But he's declaring to God, he said, it seemed like that they have no bands of death. They're going to live forever. Don't matter how wicked they are and the things that they do, it seems like they progress and they profit and they just pile it on up. And here I am struggling and having a hard time. And God, I don't fully understand. And he's concerned about, he said, I'm compassed about with all these chains seem like hindrance. It seems like those that are wicked are just benefiting hand over fist. Verse 2 of that Psalm 73, he said, "But as for me, my feet almost was gone. My steps had well nigh slipped." Anybody ever been there? Start ready to quit. Start ready to throw your hands up and say, "I'm done." That's what this guy was saying. My foot almost slipped, almost went down. God, I don't understand. I've been diligent. I've been faithful. I've tried to have integrity with you. I've tried to follow all your precepts, but it seems like the harder I work and harder I try to serve you, the further I get behind. It seems like everyone that's living like hell itself are benefiting and better than anybody else. That's the generation we're living in today. It don't take you looking very far, Brother Hetty, to see other people that don't care nothing about God just prosper, seeming like. But this story don't stay here. Verse 17, Psalm 73. He's went through 16 of these verses saying, "I almost slipped, I almost give up, I almost got so disheartened, God, about my walk with you. I almost got so frustrated about the world. It seemed like they're just better than themselves. And God, I barely can keep my head above the water." Then he gets to verse 17 and everything changes. He said, "Until I went into the sanctuary."
That's right.
It looks hopeless out there, and I look helpless. But he said, when I got to the sanctuary of God, it all changed.
That's right.
He said, until I went to the sanctuary of God, then I understood their end. What was going to happen to them. And I looked and understood, God, where I was in your great plan. And understood, God, what you're doing. How they are brought into desolation. As in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors. And he goes on to say, because I wound up in your presence, God.
That's right.
I know right where I stand with you. I know where I'm at when I'm in the presence of God. Can I tell you that you and I can find that peace that surpasses all understanding when we get in the presence of God?
That's right.
You and I can find that hope when in a hopeless situation that looks like you and I cannot overcome. God says, yes, you can.
That's right. Come on.
Amen. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. I'm going to trust in God. I'm going to walk faithful to Him. Doesn't matter how ugly this world looks and deceitful against God. I'm going to trust God because I know if I can just get in His presence, all things will change.
That's right. Come on.
Everything changes in the presence of God. Not only my heart, my mind, but my perception of my struggle. You see, Job, when he said that God sees me, his whole perception, Brother Billy, of the trial that he was in changed. He quit blaming himself. He quit looking at the hardship that he was in and started looking at God. You and I have got to do that. We've got to push them trials aside just enough to where we can get just a glimpse of God's glory in our life. How do we do that, Brother Brian? Get in His presence. Get in His sanctuary. Get in the presence of God. Find you a prayer closet and spend some time alone with God. Amen. In a place like David did. When David got on his face before God, he encouraged himself in the Lord. And God said, yes, you can pursue your enemy and you'll retrieve everything that the enemy took away from you. Can I tell you, is there anybody in the house this morning like to get back some things that the enemy took from you? Amen. I know I would. The enemies took everything from us. But can I tell you, God promised in His Word that He will reestablish, He'll reaffirm His covenant with us. And can I tell you, He'll bless us. He'll give back. We understand at the end of the book of Job, the Bible said that God blessed him twice as much that he had at the beginning.
That's right.
He had at the end. Why? Because God honored that servant that was trustworthy. Honored that servant that was dependent upon him. Honored that servant that said, you know what, I'm not giving up no matter how hard the trial is, no matter how much the flames fan on me. He said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to trust God, because when I come out the other side, I'm going to be like pure gold. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Until I went to the sanctuary. Until I got in the presence of God. When I got in His presence, there come peace. There come deliverance. There comes salvation. There come help. There comes strength. Amen. There come a promise. Amen. You and I get in the presence of God. He delivers all. He sets all free. Amen. Because He is. Amen. Stand with me this morning. Hallelujah. No one